Good evening, grade 12. This is the answer key for 2016 paper 2. There we go. So now, here we go. So if we have expressed this ratio in its simplest form, you got to change everything to the same units. So I'm going to change meters into centimeters. So I'm going to multiply 2.4 times 100, so I get 96 to 240. And if you put it into a calculator, I believe you should get 2 to 5. That should be a ratio. You could put it in as a fraction. Now, light travels 1.8 times 10 to the 5 miles per second. It calculates how fast it will travel in a minute. So I'm going to multiply this by 60 seconds to make a minute, right? Now I'm going to change this back to scientific notation. And I get 1.116 times 10 to the power of 7. All right, you can put it into your calculator and see. 2, I have this fraction here. Now to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is find the LCD, which is 12, and I'm going to multiply 2 by the LCD. So 12 times 3, or 12x divided by 3 is equal to 4x. 12 into 12 goes 1 time. 1 times 7 is 7. So I get 4x minus 7 is equal to 4 into 7 goes once, 4 into 12 goes 3 times, is equal to 3x, right? 4x minus 7 is equal to 3x. I'm going to bring the 7 over, bring the 3 over. I get 4x minus 3x is just plain old x, so x is equal to 7. Next one, so I always try to keep x as a positive number. So what I'm going to do is positive, so I'm going to bring the 9 over. 42 minus 9 is going to give me 33. So 11x is less than 33. So I can say dividing both sides by 11, and I get x is 3. Now, it says to write down solution set of the natural numbers. Now, this right here isn't a solution set, but this is, I didn't read the question. Anyway, solution set would be of natural numbers. How you naturally count? 1, 2, 3. So solution set would be 1 and 2. I have them backwards. I have them counting backwards, 2 and then 1. Real numbers, natural numbers less than 3. There we go. So to do this, you would just put these into your calculator real fast. You wouldn't waste time with this. This is on the Bgcse. Don't waste any time with it, please. Number 5. Jerry had $100. He went to a computer store, a bookstore, and a music store. He spent 3 times as much money in the computer store as he did in the music store. The music store, he would have spent X dollars. So in the computer store, he spent 3X dollars. He spent $12 less at the bookstore than at the music store. So the music store would be X minus 12. Adding up all of these, you get X plus 3X plus X minus 12 plus 37. See, I have to come for the change. It's equal to $100. And combining like terms, X plus 3X plus X is going to be 6X. Minus 12 plus 37 is going to be 25. I'm sorry, X plus 3x plus x, that's 5x, sorry about that. Minus 12 plus 37, that's equal to 25. 5x plus 25 is equal to 100, so I bring the 25 over. 5x is equal to 100 minus 25, which is 75, so divide by 5, we get x is equal to 15. Moving on very quickly. Alright, this is a redo because I think I accidentally erased the video. Y is equal to 3 over 2x. So now what I need to do, I need to bring, for some of these equations, if we're solving by elimination, we need to bring x's and y's on the same side. Alright? Now if you want, you could solve this by substitution, but I think elimination would be fastest here. So I get 2y is equal to 3x. See, I am multiplying 2 by 2. Right? I get 2y is equal to 3x, so I'm going to bring the x over, so I end with minus 3x plus 2y is equal to 0. Because there's nothing on the right-hand side. Now what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to bring the minus 4 over, and the 4 over, and that becomes a minus, so I end up with 3x plus 2y minus 4. You see that? 3x plus 2y minus 4, and they line up, so now look at that, x's cancel, right? So there's no more x's. I end with 4y is equal to minus 4. Dividing both sides by 4, I get y is equal to minus 1. Finding y is equal to minus 1, I can plug this back into either equation. I'm going to use equation number 2. So I get 3 times 2 times minus 1 plus 4 I get 3x minus 2 plus 4, okay, and I get, so this will be 3x plus 2, and the plus 2 comes over as a minus 2. Now to solve this, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. I get x is equal to minus 2 over 3, and you're done. And that's the check. 9, this is a circle theorem. Now, the wonderful thing about circle theorem is that here, we know what this angle is here. We know what this whole angle is here because this is a right angle, right? The angle formed between a radius and a tangent is a right angle. If this is 56 and this is 90, I can find out what this angle is here, 34. Because these two angles must add up to 180. I can find out what this angle is here because the angle on the arc of a semicircle is always equal to 90 degrees. Right? So if this is 90, this must also be 90. See that? Angles on a straight line add up to 180. I can find out what this angle is here. How? 90 and 56 subtracted from 180, and I get this angle here, which is 34. I can find out what this angle is here. I know this is 90. This is 34. I found this already. So this is going to be 56 degrees. Moving on. Okay, now, normally these two come together, right? So what I have here is each interior angle of a regular polygon is 165 degrees. What do I know about polygons? The exterior angle of any polygon always adds up to 360 degrees every single time. Whether it has got 3 sides or 50 sides, it always adds up to 360, the exterior angles. So now if I know the interior angle, I can find the exterior angle. How? Because they both lie on a straight line. The interior angle plus the exterior angle add up to 180. So here we go. So the interior angle is 165. Therefore, the exterior angle must be equal to 15 degrees. Now that we know what the exterior angle is, and we know how to find the number of sides, divide the sum of the exterior angles, which is 360, divided by the interior angle, 15, and I get 25 sides. Oh, so this is about the third time I'm making this video. Alright, okay, now here we go. So, using the formula Q minus is equal to 3t squared minus 5th. Calculate Q when t is equal to 7 and h is equal to 6. Right, so what I'm going to do, wherever t is, I'm going to write 7. So I get 3 times 7 squared right there. Minus 5 times 7 times h is going to be 6. See, you put this in your calculator and get minus 63. Now, h when q is equal to 332 and t is equal to 16. So wherever q is, I'm going to write 332, and wherever t is, I'm going to write 16. So what I get, 332 is equal to 3 times 16 all squared minus 5 times 16 times h, which works out to 768 minus 80h. I'm going to bring the 768 over, subtracting that from the 332, I end up at minus 436. Is equal to 80h. Now divide both sides by minus 80. Negative divided by negative is a positive, and I get q is equal to h is equal to 5.45. Make h the subject of the formula, so I'm going to solve for red. How do I solve for red? I'm going to bring everything that is not red over. So the first thing I'm going to bring over is the 3t squared. Bringing that over as minus 3t squared, I end up with q minus 3t squared is equal to minus 5th. Now I have to move the minus 5, the minus, the 5, and the t. So I divide 2 by minus 5t. So this is h, right? H is equal to this. Now, if you want to leave the minus on the bottom, both these are the same thing. For the second one, I just brought the minus up to the top. I'm multiplying everything on the top by minus 1. That's why all of the sign changes. There we go. We have this shape here. This is called a triangular prism. Now, the volume of a triangular prism is equal to the cross-sectional area times the length. Okay? So now, what is the cross-sectional area? It's equal to the area of a triangle. It's equal to the base, which is 14, times the perpendicular height, which is 8 divided by 2. 14 times 8 divided by 2 is equal to 56 centimeters squared. Good. Now, to find the volume. The volume is equal to the cross-sectional area, which we just found 56, times the length, which is 19. And that works out to 1,064 cubic centimeters. Now to find the surface area, I have to open up the shape. See, look how I have it open. I've got 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. Now we found out what each one of these triangles is 56, and this one is also 56. Now I need to find out what each one of these rectangles are. Each side is 19 centimeters long. Now how wide are they? The width of one side is 10, then the width is 14, then the width of the other side is going to be 11.3. So I get this, so I have to find each area, and then I add up all of the areas you see, and I got 782.7 square centimeters or centimeters squared. Number 12. All right. L is equal to the positive multiples of 2 less than 30. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, all the way up to 28. So that's L. I wrote it here. M is equal to the positive multiples of 3 less than 30. 3, 6, 9, all the way up to 27. N is equal to positive multiples of 5 less than 35, 10, 15, 20, 25. The universal side is equal to positive number less than 30. That would be 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 29. Okay? So now I have answered the first 3 parts. Let's answer number 4. L intersection N. What's an L and an N? Only thing that's an L and an N is going to be 10 and 20. Looking at this, only 2 numbers will go 10 and 20. 5, M complement intersection N. What's not an M and an N? 5, 10, 20, and 25. If you was to write this out, you would see. Please write out so you can see it. Determine the number of elements in L union N. What's an L or an N without repetition? So once again, the numbers that are in L or in N, the only 2 numbers occur here that are common, 10 and 20. So I would count all the other numbers, and I would only count 10 and 20 one time, and I get 17 numbers. Describe a set of numbers that are L, in L and in M. What does that mean? They are multiples of 2 and multiples of 3. So therefore the numbers that are common are all multiples of 6. Alright? 6, 12, 18, and 24. That's a lot of 41.8. Alright, so factorize the following. I have to factor out the HCF. HCF is going to be 3p. So when I pull out 3p, I am left with 3p into 12pq squared is going to be 4q squared times, plus 3p and 3p goes one time. Then I write the minus 3p into 6p squared q goes minus 2pq times, and you're done. Raising a power to a power 5m over n cubed all squared. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. M times m is going to be m squared. N cubed times n cubed would be n to the 6th power. And expanding bracket, so I expand this bracket, and then I simplify like terms that. So I expand the bracket, so I get 13 minus 3t minus 5 plus 4t. 13 minus 15 is going to be minus 2t, minus 3t plus 4t is going to be plus t. Number 14. Let's bring this back. Number 14. I have this diagram here. Now to find TC. TC. It's going to be this right here. Right? Oh, come on. Right here. So now to find that, I'm going to redraw the diagram. So that's what I'm going to call TC. I'm going to call it X. Now I only have sides, so I can use something called Pythagoras. I only give you one formula. Hypotenuse squared is equal to leg 1 squared plus leg 2 squared. Right? See that? X squared is equal to this. Now X equals the square root of whatever this is, which is equal to 31.5. So I found TC. Now to find angle BTC. Angle BTC is angle BTC, right here, this angle right here. So what I'm going to do is let me redraw it again. See, I'm going to call this theta. I have got this side here, which is opposite, and this side this is adjacent. I'm going to use tangent. So I get opposite. So I get tan of the unknown angle theta is equal to 18.9 over 25.2. Now what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to take the inverse tan or the tan inverse of this, and I get 36.87 degrees. Last, I can find the height of the antenna AT. Now I got to find that. So I'm just thinking, okay, I got to find this, right? How do I find this? I got to find this whole length here, and then I'm going to subtract 25.2 from it. So now how do I find AT? Let's sorry about that, AB. What I'm going to do is redraw the diagram. See this? I'm going to call that side Y. I know this angle here is going to be 56 degrees. This whole angle is 56. And this side is going to be 18.9. So what I have opposite and adjacent, so I'm going to use tangent again. So I get tan of theta. I happen to know is tan of 56 is equal to Y over 18.9. Cross multiplying, I get Y is equal to 18.99 tan 56. So Y is equal to 28 meters, right? So AB is equal to 28. But now to find AT, I subtract 25.2 from 28. And I end up with 2.8 meters. Easy stuff, right? Now let's go on to the graphing part. Copy and complete this graph. So now, so we're going to find two parts. When x is equal to minus 2.5, what is y? So I'm going to plug everything into the same formula here. X is equal to minus 2.5. Notice here I also separated the formula. I got minus 2.2 x, which is my slope, minus 1 over 3, which is the same as that. So I'm going to plug minus 2.5 into either one of these equations, and I end up with y is equal to 2 times minus 2.5. It's going to be minus 5 minus 1 over 3. Minus 6 over 1 over 3, sorry, that is equal to negative 2. That's what I've gotten here. When x is equal to 8, I'm going to solve this. Y is equal to 2 times 8 minus 1 over 3. 16 minus 1 is 15 over 3, that's equal to 5. See? Bam. Now I'm going to plot these points. Now, if you notice, this point here, this point right here, it's hard to plot, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot these other points, and then I am going to draw a line, and this point must lie on the line itself. See, I plotted all the other points, right? And the one where x is 2.5, I didn't even plot that one, because it would be someplace in here. See that? Someplace in here. I didn't even plot that one. But the other points I plotted, and so obviously this is going to be where x is 2.5 right there. So I plotted them, and I drew a line, and I label the axis. Label the graph, sorry. Now it says here, calculate the gradient, slope of the graph in B. I know my gradient is going to be 2 over 3, right? But it says to calculate it. So the gradient is equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose either x or y. It doesn't matter what you choose. I'm going to choose the points 2, 1 and 8, 5, right? So I got 2, 1 and 8, 5. So I label x1, y1, x, y. It doesn't matter which one you label as which. So now I'm plugging this into here, and I get 5 minus 1, see? Y minus y1, 5 minus 1 over 8 minus 2, right? That's equal to 4 over 6, which is equal to 2/3, which is the answer that we expected right from there. All right? Let's move on. So I'm trying to, my phone is dying here. Okay. All right. So now we get this. So it says here, another graph has the equation y is equal to 3. Draw this graph on the same coordinate plane. So y is equal to 3, see y is equal to 3 right there. This horizontal line. Now in the next part it says to calculate the slope, rise over run. So a horizontal line is going to be a slope of 0, right? Finally, write down the coordinates where the graphs intersect. And I have here 5, 3. X is 5, y is 3. Let's see. They intersect. X is 5 and y is 3. See where they intersect? Good. Let's move on to the last question, which is right here. The first thing that I'm going to do is to identify the points, and then I'm going to transfer it onto an actual graph. As I said, to redraw this on graph paper. So I know this point here is x is 1, y is 3. Second point is x is 2, y is 1. Third point is x is 3, y is 1. See that? And the last point in the corner here is going to be x is 4, y is 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that right here. See? If you notice, right here. This is it. All right? Now the first question is, it says here, draw the image of the quadrilateral A after a rotation of 180 degrees. Now I've showed you guys a rotation of 180 degrees, we simply make the x's and y's negative. So see, I have the object is 1, 3, so the image would be minus 1, minus 3. The object is 2, 1, image is minus 2, minus 1. 3, 1, minus 3, minus 1. This one is when you are rotating the object by 180 degrees, right? So now I have all these points. So now I can translate them, I can plot them, and I end up with this. See that? That is my image under rotation, and they said to label this as B, which I didn't. Label this as B. I think I have these things labeled wrong. Alright, so now the next part is translate Q1, translate quadrilateral A, no, translate quadrilateral A by the translation vector this. Now, there's no line supposed to be there, alright? This isn't a fraction, alright? So that was a typo. So now, here's our translation. So we're going to translate each point by the vector this, 1 minus 5. So what's your area of 1, 3 plus the translation vector, 1 minus 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. 3 minus 5 is equal to minus 2. Then we're going to translate this other point. 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 plus minus 5 is equal to negative 3. See that? So we're moving point by point. So that's all we're doing. Alright, so then we do that and we end up with this is my translation. See that? This is my object and this is my translated image. Now let's move on. It says to reflect, part B, reflect A in the line x equal to 1. Label the image as D. So what's your, see? This is line x equal to minus 1 right here. Right here. X equal to minus 1 is my line. This is my mirror line. So now everything I have to count in front of the mirror line, or count behind. See what's your 1, 2, 3. So I count 1, 2, 3. Let's see where this point is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. See, and I count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I count 5 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the same thing with this one. And then we just connect the dots. All right. Last one is to enlarge the quadrilateral, enlarge quadrilateral A by a scale factor of 2 through the origin. Label the image as E. Now you can only do this when you are doing through the origin. For the paper 3, you have to be able to enlarge, rotate, translate from any place in space. I will show you that later for those who are doing the extended paper. Alright, so now the only thing we have to do for part E is multiply each column vector. Yes, the column vectors are simply writing X on the top and Y on the bottom. So we multiply everything by 2. 2 times the vector 1, 3 is going to be 2, 6. 2 times the vector 4, 2 is going to be 8, 4. 2 times vector 3, 1 is going to be 6, 2. 2 times the vector 2, 1 is going to be 4, 2. And then we plot each point, and you see this is our ending point. Ladies and gentlemen, be blessed. And be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, Jesus loves you. Hopefully the video should go through this time. Amen.